Hey there. I'm doing a video because I saw on Facebook that these young gals were asking for help to apply their makeup. And while I am not a natural beauty by any stretch of the imagination, makeup does help me greatly. And I feel like I do a pretty good job of making myself look natural. I have my daily routine that I do, and then I do a little bit different if I'm going out for the evening, to a date or whatever. So I'm going to do half of my face so you can see what I've started with here, and then how I go through applying the makeup. And I do not support any exact brands, and I will try not to say those brand names if I do have a brand product that I'm going to use. I'm not here to sell you anything or push anything. I just want to show you how I apply my makeup, and if it helps somebody, great. If not, you can watch a different video. All right. So I've just showered and washed my face in the shower. I've put on some eye cream because I'm of the age now where I'm starting to get the lines around the eyes. So I do have a little bit of cream that I already put on. The other thing is I live in a very dry climate, so I do have to put on a little bit of lotion on my face. And I just use basic body lotion. I don't use anything specific for the face. I think I've been blessed with pretty good genes for my skin type. I do get oily in the T-zone, and I am going to confess right now that I do not wash my face at the end of the day before I go to bed. I sleep in my makeup and I wash it in the morning in the shower. That said, let's get rolling. The first thing I do is I've got a concealer in a little, here, I'll just show you. You can tell the one side I use. Well, I use them both, but I use a lot of this side. So I just use my ring finger, they say, to do that because it's the most gentle, especially around your eyes. So I'm going to be doing this side of my makeup today. So I just pat it on underneath those dark circles under my eyes, because goodness knows we all don't get enough sleep. And if you do get enough sleep, God bless you, because you're probably the only person that I know that does. And you can be pretty liberal with this. So I just try and give it a good, basic coat to cover those circles. And I'm getting my mirror down here so I can see myself. There we go. Then on the other side, that was a pretty light, as you can tell, color there. The other side is a little more darker and a little more yellow in it. I put that on my lid. So I'm going to have to hold the mirror up close for this for a second. And I just pat it on my lid. You don't have to be, super careful about where it goes. But you see all the red in the eyelid because your eyelids are thin and, you have the blood in your skin. So just be careful patting it. And then this kind of helps your eyeshadow stay on a little bit longer, I think, too. I use powder eyeshadows. I don't use creams because I told you I get oily in the T-zone. My eyelids actually get a little bit oily, too. And so I found that my makeup stays on a little bit better if I do use this. Okay, so now you can see the difference in my eyes, how it helps. I do put a little bit in the corner there too. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so we're done with that concealer. So then I do use a foundation. I use a very neutral tone because my skin, as you can tell, I'm pretty white. So like I said, I'm not promoting any products, but I do use a very light foundation. I didn't used to, for years I didn't. But as I've gotten older, as you can tell, there's a little bit of red here in my cheeks and under my nose and through my chin area. So I don't do, you'll see, a complete coverage. I just kind of do those areas. And then I'm going to tell you, ladies, the trick to all of your makeup application is blending. I mean, blending is going to be key. So I get a little bit on my finger, and I got to hold the mirror up again. And I kind of dot it where my areas are. Oh, I put a lot on, sorry. I'm only doing half, I forgot. Get the hair out of the way. So I just gently rub it in. It's gonna be weird only doing half. I'll have to go back and do the other half after the video. And I just kind of rub it in all those spots. And then I just gently put it on. I do my lips as well, ladies. The reason is, like I said, with the eyeshadow, if I put it on my lips, my lipstick stays a little bit longer until I lick it all off, of course. But so half of my lips are going to be done. All right. Then get these little soft, puffy, I don't even know what they call these. They're just the real soft one. They're not the, gritty ones that you scrub at your face if you do that. But these are the soft ones. They're a few in a package at your local Target, Walmart, wherever. So remember I said blending? This is what blends this. I just I don't pull at my skin because I believe that creates wrinkles. So I just kind of dab it a little bit, especially around the eyes, because you want to blend that under eye stuff. If you put that on, the concealer, with the foundation, you don't want a big stripe here and, because they're two different colors a little bit. So this is the blending. But I do kind of push it out a little bit and just sort of smooth it around on my cheek a little bit down here. But never up on the eyes. I always just pat. And I pat my eyelid as well, because I think that this just kind of helps it set. And since this is a liquid, this kind of helps just, I won't say dry it because it's dry, but it's the blend. Okay, so there we go. Get that out of the way. Okay, next what I do is the shot, oh, sorry, I just went blank. If I can think of what this is. Blush. There we go. I knew I'd think of the word. Okay, what I do is I get a little bit, I try and stay pretty neutral in my daily wear, but I do go a shade darker because I think it looks nice if, your cheekbone is right here. If you can put just a little bit under that, it kind of brings your cheekbones out a little bit. So I have my brush. I use an angled brush. It's super soft, but it's tight. So, and I suck my cheeks in so that I know right where the line is, because face it, I'm heavy. Okay, here we go. Okay. I also usually go from the cheekbone out, and I might fill it in a little bit if I see I've lost a little bit or missed a spot, but I start right where I want it to be, and then I go out. See where that's at? The key, once again, blend. I have another little soft pad disc thing This is different than the one we used for the foundation. And I now am going to kind of set that and blend it. And once again, I'm starting where I started and going towards my ear, sucking in my cheek. Okay, so you can see how my cheeks are red, excuse me, right there. And then they're not back here. This is more white. So now this was the red spot before, but we put the foundation on. Now I'm trying to bring out the cheekbone a little. Okay, so that's done. Now I take the color that is a little bit lighter, and I have a different brush for that. This brush is smaller, so I can put it exactly where I want it. I don't want full coverage of this. I also don't want a racing stripe. I've seen women do that where it looks, you can tell exactly where they've put their makeup. Personally, that's not my style. I mean, if it's your style, cool, but it's not mine. So I have a small brush so I can apply it where I want it. So now I'm putting the lighter, for me, a little bit pinker, but everybody's skin tone is different. So I'm sure you have your color that you like and use. Okay, so I've gotten a little bit on my brush. See, especially against that orange wall, you can really see. Okay, here we go. See how I've kind of put it a little bit above where we highlighted under that cheekbone? And I did that first kind of coverage where I wanted it. And then I kind of used some circling motion to kind of put it exactly where I want it. I don't want it way up here by my eyes. And I kind of just want to get it above that darker color. Okay. Once again, another little soft disc. These are going to be your friend. That and cotton swabs. I'm going to blend it. So I'm going to gently rub just to kind of make it so it's not like that racing stripe like I talked about. And I'm going again from the cheekbone to the ear. Okay, and I'm trying not to get it over in this area. And it's okay if you blend it with that darker color. That's what you kind of want to do in a way so that it doesn't look like, hello, one color, hello, the other color. Like I told you, it's all about the blend. It's not all about the base. Okay. And you can see on my other side that I didn't put makeup on my redness, and then how white it is. Now you can see, and you can kind of, do this as you need to. If you accidentally wipe off too much, just apply a little bit more. Just get just a tad bit on your brush. Like I might be a little bit shy right there. And then take your soft disc and just kind of, and if you feel like you've gotten too much on, you can either do this, but you don't want to rub at your skin too much. Just take a wipe. They have these at every store, I think, like all the chain stores like CVS, Rite Aid, Walmart, Target, whatever. They have makeup removal wipes. So just grab a wipe. This is actually just a wet paper towel. And then just kind of, blot at it and just, you'll get it off. And then just try it again. I'm in my 50s. I've put on makeup a lot of years. So I think a lot of it's just trial and error. If you feel like you've got too much on, just take it off, try again. It's just trial and error until you get it the way you want it. So I believe I've blended that in. Okay, so now we're done with the blush. So I'm setting that aside. Okay, the next thing I go to is my eyes. And I'm going to pull this just a little bit closer. Okay, the first thing I do is my liner. Now, there's a lot of different women who do a lot of different things with their liners. Some people like a heavy liner on the lid. Some people don't go underneath. Other people, I mean, there's lots of different ways to do it, and you're going to do it your way. I'm going to just show you the way I do it for my everyday look. I've got 2 pencils. I'll try not to show brand names. I've got 2 pencils. This one's a blue, like a navy blue. This one is black. I'm going to do my blue, and the reason I'm choosing blue today is because of what I'm going to be wearing. Right now I do have on a black sweatshirt, but that's not what I'm going to wear for my day. So I've kind of tailor my makeup to what I'm going to be doing and wearing. The other thing, and I'm sure you probably already know this, is the darker the color you put on your eyes, the smaller they're going to look. So if you like a lot of black, heavy liner, your eyes are going to look really small. No, and that goes with mascara too. If you do black mascara, it's going to make your eyes look smaller. The lighter the color, the bigger and brighter your face is going to look. I just learned that over the years too. All right, let's see if I can get some hair out of the way. Okay, so I take my liner pencil. I have to hold the mirror up. I line the lower lid, and sometimes I will do right above the eyelashes on the upper lid. Today I'm only going to do just the lower because that's usually what I do. And just be careful doing this. I can't tell you how many times I have jabbed myself in the eye, and I do wear contacts and it does not feel good. I'm sure you have put stuff in your eye, especially the mascara wand. I seem to always jab it in my eye somehow. So be careful doing this, ladies. I go right along the edge and I line the whole thing. What I try to do is I try and get it a little bit thicker and darker right here at this end. And then, just maybe a single or very gentle light on the inner part right here. I don't pull my eye down. I try not to do that and get it on the inner part because I do wear contacts and I don't want to get eye infections and stuff. So I just put it on, as you could tell, right at the edge. And you can be liberal with it and you can mess up. If you accidentally get it down here where you've put your foundation, just use your makeup removal thing, or your other best friend, other than those little soft discs, are going to be a tissue. What I do is I take a tissue now, and we're going to blend again or remove a little. I just take it and I just put it a little bit below, and then I gently pull up, and that kind of cleans up because your hand isn't exactly perfectly steady when you're putting this on. So, if you're a little bit shaky, or if, you're going along and you stuff happens. So just take a little tissue and then just gently I start at the bottom and push it up towards my eye a little bit. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Let's see if I can horribly pull my hair aside so you can see. Okay. Then what I do is I pick my shadow color for the day. Now, when you go to any store, you'll see that there's 10 million colors and shades, and they give you a lot of times, 4 to 12 choices in a particular, like I'm going to hold this one up. I'm going to cover the name. This one has 4. And a lot of times you'll see that it's like this one's for the main lid, this one is for this one's up to your eyebrow. I don't do any of that. What I do is I'll use this one that has the 4 that I just showed you. I take the middle of the line one. So in this case, that's going to be this one right here, because that one's darker, lighter, right? So I'm going to be using this one. and, you know, get it on my little applicator thing. A lot of them are starting to not provide applicators for you to save money on their part. So it might be good for you to invest in, you can buy little packages of these things, because you're going to open them up and find that a lot of them aren't in there anymore. Okay, so what I do is I cover my whole lid. I do it all. So I just gently, and don't be afraid that you're going to mess up or put it too high, put it too low. Just cover your lid. Sorry, I keep putting that too high. And I go all the way to the corner, all the way. So when you open your eye, there might be just a little bit above it. We're going to take the tissue and we're going to blend again. So don't worry about how messy this is. Okay. Oop. Okay, that looks pretty good on the coverage. Now what I do is I will take the next darker color from the one I just put on. In this case, it's going to be this brown right here. And I flip the wand over so that I've used one color on one side, one color on the other. And I get that darker brown on there. And I'm going to do just a little bit on the outer edge of my lid. Okay, like this. And when I go out in the evenings, I do this a little bit more and a little bit darker. But for my daily, you know, Monday to Friday work life, there we go. See how it's a little bit darker where I placed it, right? Pretty much one wand sponge head is my measurement, I guess. You don't want to look like, though, that you've put one color and one color. Ladies, I'm telling you, it's all about the blend. So I get my tissue that I just used for my under liner. And I just kind of wrap it around my finger. And this is where I kind of clean up what I've done. Get my hair out of the way. You know, sometimes you get it a little bit everywhere. So I go back and I clean up my mess. And then I just kind of blend it. See how it's... And when you open your eye, you don't really see... They just kind of see this color and a little, then it kind of gets darker as it goes over. I still have just a tad bit of cleanup here at the top that I got a little wild with the applicator. It's good because then I can show you how to, I just kind of take my finger, if my hair will stay over. I just sort of clean it up and make it. A lot of times the powder will get down here. Just take your tissue and just kind of wipe it off. All right. There we go. We don't need to be so close again now. Okay, so that is the powder. Now, mascara. I know a lot of people swear by the waterproof. I personally only wear waterproof if I know I'm going in the pool or, you know, floating down the river or some water activity. On a daily basis, I do not use waterproof because taking it off is a little more difficult. You have to use usually a makeup remover, and you can use those makeup towels and get it off that way. I personally am a little bit lazy and I don't want to go through all that. In the shower in the morning, I want to be able to get all my makeup off. And so, you know, I wash my entire face in the shower. When I get out of the shower, I do have some mascara residue on my eyes underneath. So what I do have is I have a liquid makeup remover. You can use those little towelettes again, but I take my liquid makeup remover, I don't have it out here with me, and I just dip a cotton swab in it, and then I just kind of run the cotton swab, not in my eye, just under my eye very gently, and that removes all of that leftover mascara that's come off in after the wash. Okay, so I have my my mascara that is not waterproof. Now, there's different schools of thought about these things too. Eyelash curlers. I use one because my eyelashes are short and not very thick. And I want them to be longer and darker. So, and a little bit curled up. Mine kind of sticks straight out. I don't have any eyelash extensions or fake eyelashes at all. This is just Eau de Natural Kim. So I do use one of these. You have to be super careful though. I told you that I usually stick the mascara wand in my eye. I can't tell you how many times I have messed up with one of these. So just be super careful. So mine is super old, but I know they still sell these in the stores. So what I do is I grab as close to the base of my eyelashes that I can, so that it's going to make them seem longer after you curl them. Okay, so, and I have to open my mouth really wide to get, probably looks very strange, but here we go. Here we are. And I usually do about a 10 to a 15 count holding it. I don't just do a one little squeeze and we're done. I believe that the longer you hold it, the more curled they're going to be. So I, in the morning, usually am singing. So I sing a couple sentences and then release. Make sure that your old mascara is off because this will stick to it. So make sure you have clean eyelashes. So I don't know if it looks curlier since my eyes are closed. All right, now it's mascara time. And I just do a basic coat. I do try and get every single little lash because, like I said, I don't have many and I don't feel like they're thick. So I try and coat every little one, even all the way to the edges. And that's going to be the same on the bottom. I do apply mascara to the bottom lashes. I know there's some women who don't. And this is a black that I am using. And I said that it makes your eyes look smaller. That's okay by me. I've made that choice. I have used brown before and it looks great too. But for me and my white skin, I kind of like the black contrast to my skin, okay? So I try and give it one or a couple easy coats or light coats. There we go, light coats. And using the tip of the wand, you can kind of do individual lashes almost. I'm trying to get those way out on the edge. This is where I usually poke myself in the eye. So if I do that, excuse me, because I'll have to jump up and run to the sink. But then what I do is I do one eye and then I go over and do the top of the other eye. And then I do the bottom of this eye and then I do the bottom of this eye. And then I do it all again in that order because it gives it time to dry. Because if you just keep working one eye, it's got the wet makeup on it and I don't feel like it adheres as well. It's not going to layer it. It's going to just keep working that same wet product. So that's why I do upper, upper, lower, lower. And I guess you could do it in any order, you know, like upper, upper, lower, lower, if you go around your face like that. So I've put it on my upper. I'm going to pretend like I did over here. Now I'm going to do it on my lower and be careful doing this. All right. I just very gently try and coat those little guys on the bottom. And sometimes it's hard to get them all. And that's where that end is going to come in. I kind of try and get them all coated there. Excuse me, it's springtime and things are blooming, so sorry to sniff there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the top, and I am going to use this again because now that I've put that layer on, they're a little more stiff. When they're clean with nothing on them, they're very soft. And yeah, I feel like I can bend them a little bit, but you're going to see how much more they're going to bend with this. Now, I don't hold it as long because they will stick, they will stick to the pad in here. You don't want to rip all your eyelashes out. That would not be good. So I get it on there again, and I might just give it a squeeze or 2 or 3, and I let it go. See how much more curly they are? And then I put, don't want to show you a product name there, sorry. Then I do put another layer on because now they've been curled, and I can kind of see which ones are missing a little bit, and I try and coat them all. I'm not going to go super heavy right now. Some days I do, some days I don't. If I'm going, out for the evening to a movie with a friend or something, I might throw another layer on. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. And then I do the bottom again, and I make sure that all of those little guys are coated. I'm not getting super detailed right now because it does take time. I have a little bit too much on the end of mine. See how it's kind of, there's too much there. You have to kind of take it and wipe a little bit off. Otherwise you've got way too much on there and it makes a mess. That's the one thing I don't really like to work with, trying to get off if I've jabbed it in my eye or put too much on, is mascara. But thankfully this is the non-waterproof kind. So if you do get some down there, just take one of your cotton swabs, get a little water on it, and then just gently move it wherever or dab at it, and then take your tissue or your wipe and wipe it off, okay? So there we go. You can see the 2 different sides, very gentle here, pretty easy makeup, I would say. The last thing that I do is I do put a little bit of lipstick on with a little bit of lip gloss over the top of it because I have thin lips. And like I said, I put that foundation on. So I personally go very neutral. Unless I'm going out for the evening, then my color changes. But for my daily one, I've got a pink. I'm trying not to show you a brand, but it's a very light pink, okay? I've never done just half. Okay, then I put a little gloss over it just because, I don't know, I guess just because I like it. Feels weird only having it on half too. And that, ladies, is my very basic, going out in public look. If you want to go out for the evening and make it a little more dramatic, like I said, you can use a darker color and then put even a little bit darker on your edges. You could do that really light color. Let's see, where is that? That really light one in there. A little bit under your brow, just slightly, to kind of, make it pop a little bit. You might put a little bit darker, but be careful because I've seen so many women have such a dark color. It's like, wow. And then of course, a little bit darker lipstick with, a different, let's see if I can turn this a certain way. There we go. With a little bit darker lip gloss over the top of it. So it's always the base that that you do. And then it's just about colors. And like I said, it's all about the blend. So I hope that this helps anybody who might not have the basics down yet or want to change maybe a little bit how they do things. You know, I think makeup is very subjective for the person. There were a lot of years I didn't wear it at all because I needed to feel beautiful without it. And like I said, I don't feel like I am a natural beauty. There's those women that wake up and are just beautiful. They don't need makeup to do anything. I feel like I am the person that needs makeup. I mean, as you can tell, look, you know, I've got red, I've got a lot of white, you know, I've got a double chin, you know, I've got, you know, very red eyes. Like I said, in the morning, I've got the dark circles, as you can tell. See, it's real dark in here. So as you can see the difference between, you know, I personally just feel right now in my life more comfortable wearing a little bit of makeup like I just showed you. It usually takes me about, today is a little bit longer because, you know, we're talking, but it's probably about a 20-minute process to do what I just showed you. The nice thing is, you know, when I get home from work, I can come in and, you know, change the color or add more to make it a little more dramatic. You know, my pencil usually has worn off at the end of the day, so I redo the pencil, might put another layer of the mascara on, you know, and so it's just kind of a quick redo. I never put more of the foundation on. Once I put that foundation on in the morning, that's it for me for the day. But the other stuff, you know, the pencil, the eyeshadow, the blush, that stuff I do add a little bit if I'm going somewhere. If I'm just home, you know, for the rest of the night, I don't. But I live alone. You know, when I was married and I felt like I wanted to, you know, look my best for my husband, I did. So it's just me and my dog though. So I don't think he really cares how much makeup I have on. So anyway, ladies, I hope this helped. I hope you have a great day. I believe everybody is beautiful no matter what they look like on the outside. It's what's on the inside that counts. All right. Great meeting you.